Greetings, Jedi Traders. David here of TradingFibs.com to bring you the daily trend for week 7. It is day 1, almost 2 months rolling here. It's February 13th, 2017. As always, please seek financial advisement when trading with your money, as these videos are for educational purposes only. To support your knowledge in the market, see what's going through my head on any given day. Always make sure you have a solid trading plan and always manage your stop when placing a trade. All right, Jedi Traders, we are continuing with relentless push to the upside, as talked about in the technical momentum outlook for week 7, knowing exactly that Monday was going to be somewhat of a quiet day. Didn't expect, but then again, you should never expect anything. But we pushed a little higher into new highs, guys. Mostly based on a little bit of Globex help to the upside as the markets continue to push up. And so it's really hard as you fight the media, you fight the tweets, you fight the posts and the articles that were just overbought and oversold, and we continue to push higher. Well, it's one thing to sit on a market and just ride it up, as we'll show you here in the charts today. And it's another thing to wait for the momentum to push you up and not wait for 3 bars to move over 3 hours, depending on obviously what time frame you are watching. So in the end, yes, this morning seeing the chart starting to move, but at the pace it was moving, it just seemed to not come together. So let's jump right into this morning's pre-market trend, as we post every day 15 minutes prior to market open. We were looking at a open of 52. Well, we were at the current price around 52.39 with our Globex high lows in place. Making sure you read a little bit of Ken Polcari's newsletter in the morning, give you a big macro view for the day. Make sure you read your Jason Kelly for the macro view for the week, jasonkelly.com. And there it was, pre-market trend. We were in an uptrend after really the pre-market was already moving, but the Globex session was in a chop. And so we were looking at upside levels here up to 52.73. So there was our NQ picture upside this morning, as really we just continue to push higher. What I would love to see is waking up in the morning and getting into the market, seeing, hey, we're sitting down here at support, and then I know that we got a good chance of working our way at least up to major support resistance and all the way up here. But the fact that we're still sitting all the way up to here is I got to be slim picking lines up here on the MMLs. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. But that's where we're looking up here, up to 52.41s, 53.63s, all the way up to 73 there on the NQ. Anything downside, we're looking at 24.14.95. Well, obviously we know the direction of trend for today. EAS, S&P futures also with a near open gap, 51.25, but we changed that today, so we'll go ahead and show you that. Current price, 15 minutes before the open, we were looking at 23.18. Again, same picture overnight, 23.1975. We're pretty much sitting at the Globex high. We were looking upside on the ES. Let's take a look at the pre-market, up to 20 to 28 here. So we're, again, slip pickings up here to the tops, 28. And ES, imagine where we went today. That's right, all the way up to that overbought. So we'll take a look at the chart there on the range. Nice move upside. All right, so trading message recap. We got to some record high here as indices just grinded upside to new highs. Really, YM, ES leading the way. YM really out of the gate. NQ just struggling along, but eventually getting up there. VIX closing out 1107. Let's pull up that VIX chart as we see those September 15 strike calls. I've been talking about that for a minute. I must be missing some here, Jedi Traders, because with 1 million plus open interest sitting here between 50 and 17, something's better going to happen, or 23, in the next 2 sessions for that VIX to really profit, to pop up, for there to be any profitability there. So if I got myself wrong there, I got myself wrong, and we'll talk about it in the next couple of days. But there we sit, open interest sitting on those February 15th strike calls. All right, nothing much in econ highlights here today, as really the only news, Canada Prime Minister rehashing the fact that they're going to work things out with our country. And so pretty much overall trend, I am upside, PM uptrend with a small pullback. Let's jump right into the charts. And before we do, let's actually, we got our open gaps there. Let's just talk about those for a minute and then pick out some highlights from today. Here we are, open gaps, price action on the YM, another open gap to the upside, 248, 20 downside, breaking the 2,000 up there down to 850. Hey, mindset, guys, mindset. Yes, at some point we're going to pull back. We're all reminding. You're being well reminded of that. That's okay. That should keep you out of the highlight, off the sidelines. You've been sitting on this since, about November, right? Open gap all the way down, 1860.75 even. But sitting up here, whatever you're trading, IJR, long-term ETF, SPY, if you're trading the T, triple Qs, we're doing well. But remember, price action corrects itself, and at some point, we're going to come back and correct, and that's okay. Correct and push higher. I'm all for that, but got to be ready each day, especially for the intraday trader. Got to be ready in both directions. So, yes, forming a new gap down here, 1575, 248, and downside 3250 with crude all over the place. Crude gaps up on Friday and now back down to close out. 53.21. So there we are on the crude. Let's take a quick look at the AD lines. AD lines again. This is where I was having a little bit of challenge today, especially on the NASDAQ. It's price action. Here we got post hours, AD line already downside. But the key here on the AD line that I'm looking at is price is moving up, and I got an AD line that's coming down. That was a little bit disconcerting. We really, I apologize, chart up here, upper right-hand corner. So price action for the most part of the AM session was coming down. We got price running up. I'm like, what's going on? So market internals not exactly in sync with the indices. So we'll have to monitor that, obviously, for tomorrow. But today, obviously, the grind up was not in sync with our internals. So maybe the afternoon session really went no further, and we continued to grind up through the PM session with AD line across. So something a little bit off. But we monitor that each day, and that gives us a good idea of if market internals are headed upside. All right, a couple charts I wanted to point out here today as the screen share here. Top row, crude, gold, yen, and euro. As you can see, this is what I like to see on any given day. Not necessarily the crude. Crude has a mind of its own, but when you got these three indices coming down, that's what you like to see in the bottom, and kind of captured that today. As there have been days where we've got all things downside and we've got all things green upside, which just makes for market confusion there on this Jedi trader's mind. So nice picture there as gold, yen, and euro were downside. We'll take a look at those charts here in a little bit. And NASDAQ, YM, and ES there in the pre-session. This was actually just pre-session, pre-market, and then the open there. Market was already to the upside, so we're waiting for that break out above the Globex high. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. GC trending like we see on the core charts, the high probability setups. There's the 6J from a couple weeks ago. Blue, red, it doesn't matter. You're below the 5144. That's the idea. Downside, highest probability setups. That's what you're looking for. And that one's not bad. That one's moving. That one's not 3-hour bars. That's happening 1 minute after another on the range bars. So here we are. Not a bad move on the gold here today. Downside underneath the VWAP 5144. All in sync. Nice move overnight. Globex and pre-market and U.S. Open. All right, taking a look at the ES as she started to get going there. That was the market open. A little bit of a pullback, a little deeper pullback. That wasn't fun, but 5144 still sitting above the VWAP, and he had a good shot here as price action just continued to the upside. So let's take a quick look at the three indices as we wrapped up the day. 5144 held above the VWAP. Price action held upside, giving you a nice long trend. Whatever other market internals you might be watching, supporting that move. Great trend for the day on the ES, holding all the way up to the upside. And so there was our ES move. Take a look at the NQ. Not as fast, not as quick, but a grind here. Here we could see market action up to the euro close wasn't bad. Mid-session was kind of quiet, and then just a little grind up. That's a couple hours, 3 hours of trading. That's not very much as price action just pretty much gave back and almost finished at the tops. All right, YM, let's take a look at move. There, I said YM this morning was really the mover out of the gate. Price action lift up. Financials doing really well on the ETFs. Holding above 51.44. That's all you need. Had you gotten the early entry, nice move. Even pre-market was even better, but nice move to the upside. Again, not Globex. Globex was a chop. But a couple of hours, maybe 2 hours before the market opened, the trend had already begun. For those of you who are trading on wanting to get on something a little bit smaller, but learning to want to sit and trend, M6E, a great alternative to the 6E, getting out of that simulation. There you go, price action 51.44. That was your overnight session. And then price action holding here at the VWAP, finally breaking through downside, and that was your one move. Again, pretty much Euro session early. You didn't get a lot of price action in the afternoon. All right, let's jump in to the charts as we just saw. There we go. NQ, again, let me just point out, let's take a look at the ES again. Love that MML there on the ES today, 23.28. Well, where'd we get that number? Oh, yes, that was on the pre-market trend, one of those levels upside, upper right-hand corner. Tick count, there you go. All right, so there it was. That was the pre-market trend on the ES already coming on in the London session pre-market. A little bit of hesitation at the Globex high. For the most part, we had maybe a 4-point range up until the mid-session, and finally the last pop here. By this point, it's slow, it's moving, but trend is trend. If you wanted to sit in that today, you had no problems just remaining on the candle. So nice move on the ES. Talking about tick counts, I wanted to go ahead and give a shout out to Shadow Trader and his wonderful studies that he puts together. But again, available here on Sierra with a little bit of manipulation of the charts. You can give yourself a little bit of market breadth. Advancers, decliners, AD line, including the tape reader here, which is price action moving up until the 4:30 close. And then the cumulative tick index, a widely watched tick indicator that has been showing on the Shadow Trader. So here on Sierra Charts. So if you're using Sierra Charts, not the TOS, Thinkorswim, available as well. All right, let's take a look at some of the other charts as we did here. Key futures markets, as we saw the crude pulling back, closing out gaps today. Nice move to the downside. First move was there on the overnight, and then second move down here on the Globex as the crude opened up. But that was a bit it. After about 9 o'clock hour, pretty much quieted down. So crude really not moving anywhere after a Globex session. Again, gold, we saw that chart to the downside. Nice move out of the Globex, 51.44 underneath the VWAP, but got to be ready for both directions. Trade management always trumps, and you got to make sure that you will always manage on the way down. And broke the cloud, good indicator that you have a change of trend and you bail out of the trade. Taking a look at the 6E and 6J. 6E, 6J, a little bit of chop here on the 6J from yesterday's session. Again, not much real leadway in between the Globex. A little bit of price action downside here with all charts in sync. And the 6E, again, we saw the M6J, M6E, sorry. M6E, nice move overnight. And then to the upside on the Sunday open and upside, and then London open, and then pre-market downside, but really not much in the afternoon. All right, so where are we headed tomorrow? Well, the fact is we got to throw in a little bit. Yeah, we got to throw in a little bit of the fact that we have testimony tomorrow, so we'll go over that here in a minute. So price action on the ADX, market internal, still almost breaching up to that 40, but it's the 60 minute and the 50 minute. So Globex overnight, watch for that 52.73 up here. We'll first look at 63. Any reset of the 15-minute chart we'll take a look at. Right now, button up against 61. So any reset of the 15-minute chart, and then we'll watch the London Open and Midnight Open tonight. Call that out on social media. But right now, NQ popping up towards 73, and if she's to go any higher, that's what we'll be looking at. Looking into for tomorrow, we'll go ahead and post those numbers. If we pull back for any reason, we'll start to look at the 60-minute chart down to 34, 51.95, all the way down to 56. Any levels in between there will be on the 15-minute chart, looking for at least a nice pullback to 5,000. That would be nice to give ourselves a hard knock in the head to reset the market. All right, take a look at the ADX. Again on the ES, after thinking that we were going to be downside, well, we got a whopping move back up. We called for one of those levels upside here, 28. So overnight, we'll be looking to the next level up here, 35. In between there, we got 35 up here in the 60-minute. Let's see if we hold here. Again, 28 holding here up to 32. I look for 32 before 35. So a little bit of movement. I'm not sure the Globex really wants to jump on yet on tomorrow's testimony. And we'll see what happens overnight. We'll attest to that in the morning. All right, ADX on the YM here as price action again. Bang, right up above the 40. So are we all the way upside? Have we really stretched this far enough up to 30.91, a level talked about over the weekend? Let's take a look at the 60-minute and the 15-minute chart. This price action holding up here right there, 381 and 391. Like magic, but we got numbers to the upside, 410, 430. Any pullback, watch the 313, and then all the way down to 156 first before we get down to 234 and then back down to 20,000. So there's our YM levels. Again, creeping up there. We can push it upside if we get in tomorrow and we're still moving upside. We'll watch that 15-minute chart to reset and give ourselves some upper levels. Other than that, guys, just watch those HA bars. Amazing things those things can do for you. Easy to read once you're on the trend. All right, so headed into tomorrow, we have our economic calendar. Again, looking there it is. Multiple Fed speakers. Yellen speaking. We got some Red Star events. Again, CPI on Wednesday, retail sales. That'll be big. We got Prime Minister Netanyahu coming in tomorrow, I believe. I don't know when that meeting's going to be. Today was Canada. Who else knows what's up for the week? Fed speakers on Wednesday. I'm saying Tuesday, Wednesday. Watch for the volatility, and then we'll finish out the week. I think somewhere in either direction. I'm still watching that VIX. A little concerned over that, but hey, we'll see how it plays out. All right, that concludes an insight into the daily trend and key futures markets. Feel free to stop by at tradingfibs.com or any of my social media outlets to obtain more information. My trading mantra, one simple strategy, any market, any chart, any time frame will keep you disciplined. You can find me every day on Twitter at TradingFibs, and as always, I leave the crystal ball to the experts. I only watch what's in front of me and on my charts, and as always, leave your bias at the door when trading. For those of you that are interested in joining us in our community of like-minded traders seeking those highest probability setups, feel free to email me, David at TradingFibs. You may join us on any Thursday or Friday to view those live chart setups as they happen in the trading day. Hey guys, have yourselves a Blue Zone Monday. Pre-Valentine's Day. Make sure you go out and get something wherever you may be. Good day, good night, and good trading to you.